Hello, and welcome to Making Sense of It. I am Mona Duncan, your moderator, and this program is our gift to you from the Glasser Institute for Choice Theory. And today our speaker is Sharon Carter Jackson, and her topic title is an experiential choice theory activity. So a lot of times we talk and we just tell, but today Sharon is asking us to actually get involved and to do. And in case you didn't get the advertisement previously, but she's asking that you have pencil and paper, and not only just pencils, but colored pencils, because she's going to give us a lot of interactive things to do with learning choice theory and incorporating it. So welcome everyone. Welcome Sharon, and take it away.
Okay, so I need to share my screen.
Right, let me do that right quickly. There you go. It's yours now.
Okay. Oh, I have to hit share over here. I knew I had to do it twice.
They have to
Okay,
share.
now I need to get it to slideshow. And we'll go from the beginning.
An experiential exercise. All right.
Right. So just in case, before we move forward, you do need paper and colored markers. If you don't have those handy, take a 30-second and grab them, whatever. And I'm going to move our pictures up out of the way. There we go. Okay. This is describing the activity. And you can see some colored pencils there. So your paper needs to be large enough to trace your non-dominant hand. You'll need pencil and or pen, colored pencils, markers, crayons, perhaps, and any other art supplies you as a person might want. And I'm going through these because I know this will be posted later on. Makes sense. So we're going to be drawing a description of our non-dominant hand. So you'll put your non-dominant hand on your paper, take your pencil and trace around it. So if you would go ahead and do that now, we'll move forward after this. Just let me know. You can keep yourselves unmuted for this particular one because we will be interacting with each other. Okay. Just let me know when you're ready to go on.
Okay, I have one's done. I've done mine, so raise your hands or speak up.
Yep, I'm good.
You're good? Okay, since there's no one else here. Let's see. So here, I want you to close your eyes, visualize how you use this non-dominant hand. And continue to think a little more about how you might use this hand throughout your day, or perhaps earlier in your life. Everything's open. Anything about this particular hand. Okay, I went ahead and had you trace your hand so you're ready to move forward. And now then, I want you to decorate and or write how this hand represents your life. You can do any type of illustrations on the hand or around it. Write a little ditty song, a poem, a story. And if you'll keep your mics open, it's okay to chat back and forth while we do this. Because normally when I'm doing this in a group, everybody is talking and laughing and playing. I'm going to put a little music on just as a background. And we'll see how this works.
Okay, well, some of the things that I'm writing down here is that this non-dominant.
Okay, just wait a minute, Mona.
Okay.
Don't share, but if you want to visit with each other while you're doing that, that would be fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I probably didn't make my directions as clearly as I should have. Oh, Sue's really getting creative. Good for you. This usually people in a class will take up to 10 minutes to do this. They get quite serious about how they are describing this non-dominant hand and all the activities it takes. It does. Mhm. How are you coming, Sue?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, are you ready? Okay, I was just waiting for you to make certain you were done. Okay. Okay, okay, let's go on. Okay, so this is sharing time. And I think if you hold your picture up to the camera, we can see it. And then I have some questions. I want you to share what you've done. So Mona, would you like to go first? Oh, okay.
There we go.
Very good. I don't know if I can let me see if I can make our pictures there. Does that make it better for everyone? Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see. I was going to try to, whoops, no, I did the wrong thing. Okay, no, what did I do? Resize. There we go. Okay. So Mona, tell us about your hand and what you've done with it.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was that the left hand is the helper, the supporter, the stabilizer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to thinking about it, and I realized, well, that's also the hand where my wedding ring is. That is
Okay.
the reminder, that
Mm-hmm.
that I'm have a family. And I also have a tendency to think that I wave with my left hand more than I do with my right hand, because it usually has something in it, maybe a key or a cup of coffee or something in the right hand. And then also, attached to the hand, here's where you kind of help make sure that your blood pressure is stable.
Oh,
that's a new one. I've not had that one before, Mona.
To check it out. Yeah. And then also I put down that it's a placeholder, that I'll be doing something with the right hand,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's kind of holding a place or helping to keep things in sync.
Very good. Okay. Did you write anything? You're such a prolific writer. Did you write any story or poem or anything about it?
Well, no, I just put placeholder, wave, helper, snap. Oh yeah, it's the left hand snaps stronger than the right hand.
Oh, okay.
If I want to get the attention, it can be pretty loud with the left hand, but not so it just slides off with the right hand.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's awesome, Mona. Sue, are you able to share now?
well, I can, but I really didn't follow directions in the way that you wanted me to, because I didn't have the right stuff with me. So I really just have scribble stuff. So I just scribble.
Oh, that's fine. Share what you've done.
I thought the thoughts.
Okay, well, tell us what your thoughts were.
Okay, so in terms of how does it actually represent, in for my life? What was interesting, because again, it's the non-dominant hand, but I actually was saying that it's balanced because both hands have the nails polished. So it isn't like one hand isn't polished, they're both polished. So it's a balancing act in that sense. Really special. And again, as Mona said, because the wedding ring is there, I still wear my wedding ring, but I also have Tom's wedding ring.
You wear Tom's also?
I do. Do. And then above it, so there's 3 rings on my ring finger. The other ring is the first ring that he bought me, which, well, here I can show you. Okay, here we go. So when I put them on, I'll show you in real life.
Right.
Just right there it is.
There it is. Oh, good.
Okay, so the ring with this ring. There it is.
There you are.
This ring has stones in it, which is difficult to see, but Tom he wasn't exactly like the most romantic of sorts, but the first ring that he bought me, the jewels that are in it, there's a diamond an emerald, an amethyst, a ruby, an emerald, a sapphire, and a topaz, which spells dearest.
Wow.
So that was his way. That was the first thing that he gave me, that it was kind of like, oh, how pretty that is. He goes, well, but you don't understand. You know, and he had already given me, well, that's right. Another thing. He kept giving me jewelry that talked. He gave me a necklace also that had the letters I love you in it, if you could actually see it.
What a sweetie.
You know, so he would do stuff like that. Anyway, the other thing that when I was looking at the hand is the struggles, because the one finger, my pinky finger, has a bend. And it was funny because I've learned from the bend in it that I was rushing. And when I was rushing, what it actually stands for is I was rushing, I was packing to go on vacation, and I was going to a girlfriend's house in Florida. And I was like fooling around with a bathing suit, which bathing suit was I going to wear and how was I going to do that? And as I went to take the bathing suit down, I actually got stuck. It was one of those, you know, like kind of molded bathing suits to hold your fat in. So it was like a tummy control one. And my finger literally got stuck and just bent and it wouldn't unbend. So the long and the short of it is it never unbent. It just kind of stayed there. And it was funny because I thought about it last night, because I'm going with a girlfriend to the spa and I was trying bathing suits on and I went, no, I'm not going to have this happen again, you know? So it was that. The other thing that I think is significant is that my watch is on my non-dominant hand. And that's also it's a special watch that Tom had bought me that I didn't recognize it as being as expensive as it was. And I started wearing it every day. And he said to me, you're not supposed to wear that every day. You know, that's like a dress-up watch. And I kept saying, it doesn't look like a dress-up watch. It's really pretty, you know, but, you know, it's not like sparkly. So I just thought, like, you know, it's the reminder of things being worth more than they appear.
That's a good one.
You know, and that he was very attentive because I really like the Roman numerals on the watch.
Oh,
You know, so as opposed to one of the big ones. So it's just, again, it's simple, but the one time that it did break, it had a real serious problem. And I went to the jeweler with it. The guy said, you know, this is going to become harder and harder to repair, and it's expensive, you know, blah, 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 you know, and it's kind of like, you know, as you look at your hand and you look at your life, what are the things that just you don't pay as much attention to, but they're so much more than they appear to be worth. So I guess really that's all I can say. It's a balance, and it's certainly not the one I liked when Mona said supportive, you know, that it's a supportive one. Like, as we were talking, I was changing my insulin pump, and as I was doing that, it takes two hands to do it. You know, I can't do it with just one. So I was noticing that, okay, what was I doing with my left hand was just as significant as what I was doing with my right hand to actually fill the insulin pump and get the insulin pump placed where it needed to be. Right. So that's what I got.
So, very good. Awesome, ladies. Awesome. Let's look next and see. So we're going to take now what you all have shared with your non-dominant hand traits and what it represents, and look at the 4 components in choice theory. And of course, the first one are basic needs. So just, you can popcorn this in and out. Just what basic needs or which activity would you say meets a basic need? I heard lots of them.
What do you mean, which activity?
Okay, the wedding rings would need what love and belonging represent.
Okay.
Any other of the basic needs come out to you as you think about what you've written or drawn or talked about.
Well, looking at the blood pressure would be health,
Definitely survival.
survival, and snapping or waving is attention, which is love and belonging, or being a part of. Can be power.
Could be.
To say, hey, I need help over here or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I would say the nail polish, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
be almost a power, almost a sense of achievement,
Mm,
a sense of success, to look one's best or what have you.
right. It could be fun.
It could also be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It could be love and belonging, just based on the relationship I have with the person who does my nails.
Right. There you go. These things do change depending on our individual situations. So did anybody pick up a freedom based from what you wrote?
Well, I drew a lot of little pictures all over mine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of little flowers, especially because anyway, and that's definitely fun and freedom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just talking about all of them. So we pretty much, I think we've covered all of the basic needs then. So let's look at the quality world pictures per se.
I was almost thinking for freedom, it could be, I'm going to go back to the nails again, just because I'm free at this time of year to change my nail color.
Oh,
It's that point,
uh-huh.
which is also fun.
Ah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So any particular quality world picture that this hand beats?
Yeah, I think it kind of takes me back to Aunt Irma, and she and I were great puzzle workers together. And and after a while, I would get to begin to see, and I'd start picking them up and putting them in.
Uh-huh.
And she would be sitting on my right hand side, and with her left hand, she would reach over to me and she'd start pinching me. And it was a way of saying, "You're going too fast there, young lady." And she would just say that. And so that brings back a quality world. It takes me back to my childhood and a real endearing
Uh-huh.
person and event.
Right. Well, wedding rings would be a quality world picture to me because they represent your love and belonging, and wearing them helps you to meet that love and belonging. So, I mean, I see that as a quality world picture, definitely.
Well, I think also for me, it may be a little different that I'm continuing to wear the wedding ring and I'm wearing so it's kind of my quality world picture of being a widow. What is it like, and the fact that I'm still keeping him with me all the time.
Right.
Right.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I have chosen for the past several years to not polish my nails.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in good condition. And it just, in looking at them, it shows health and strength, which is not part of the quality world.
Definitely. Okay, I'll just click on down here. Did you pick up any creativity in doing this? Organizing, reorganizing your behaviors as you went through that behavioral section.
Well, designating the left hand as a helper or the non-dominant hand, doesn't have to be left-handed.
Right.
There may be others that are doing this later that would be
Or left
right,
right,
the dominant hand. Anyway, just the fact that it supports, that it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a come along beside of. It's kind of like the relationship building, the reorganizing and seeing maybe I need this person, this interaction more than I realize.
Mm-hmm. When I wore my right shoulder was in a sling for 6 weeks. I learn to do a lot with my left hand, and it was amazing. And I'd practice ahead of time because I knew that was going to be my situation. Kind of worked out things, but yeah, definitely a lot of reorganizing. To be able to go through everything. Could not take anything out of the microwave one-handed though.
Interesting, right?
I could figure everything else out unless I had a little dish with a handle on it. But anyway, let's look at the last, and that's of course total behavior. Did you see anything that you did that would represent total behavior for you? There's no right or wrong answers to these. But so,
the activity itself?
I think so.
Sure. Yeah, how much we do use that and don't give credit to it. The non-dominant hand, it's always there. It's always a part of what we are doing. Sometimes even if we're using the right or the dominant hand, the other one is kind of coming alongside to assist.
Well, not to admit it, but there is, from a total behavior standpoint, my immediate action came from what I was thinking. I was anticipating what the activity was. And without listening as much as I probably could have been listening, I didn't have materials, and I anticipated that you were going to have us trace our hand, our dominant hand, with our non-dominant hand. That's what I thought. That's where I thought the activity was going to go. And I was very sure. So my organized behavior was that of, very organized and saying, oh, I know whatever the activities are. Yep. Okay, go ahead. So I had like this arrogance, and then went, oh dear. All what she did. Okay. So I mean, I can go back and show you the paper. Like the first thing was, well, here I traced my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand. Good for me. Yay. Oh, oops. Said to do.
Right.
So well, I organize. I had to completely reorganize. We'll go to the reorganize, and the total behavior was.
Oh, my thinking wasn't this.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
she's predictable. It's like, no, I don't.
So could that total behavior kind of been driving the car backwards?
Or running out of gas at least.
Yeah.
Or hitting a pothole or two.
Right. Something. Right.
Right. And that's one of the creative parts of this exercise, is for people not to know what is going to be ahead of time. So they don't have preconceived ideas of what's going to happen. That type of thing, because then they're so free to be creative with it and to think what accesses all of them. No, but I've had people do many of the things you did. One gal, she drew a face on each finger. There were 5 members to her family. So each fingernail represented a person in her family. And she had a reason for why she put each person on which finger. Okay, so I thought that was very, very good way of doing it. But yeah, but the creativity of people through the years that David and I have done this activity has been awesome, and as well as what you all have done. My next slide is just a picture of the chart. I just put it there in case somebody wanted to look at the chart or refer to it. And so I'll just say, is there anything on the chart you'd like to talk about as this? Okay, I didn't think we would have it. I just wanted to have it available. And so here's our final slide, our final thoughts. What have you learned today?
That things work together more smoothly than we often take the time to acknowledge and give credit for.
I guess I was very conscious and deliberate about wearing the rings in the manner to which I'm wearing them, but I didn't realize to what extent it was like, oh, okay, you know, it's the symbolism that goes with it.
Mhm. Okay. And what will you apply to your life? Is there anything from this today that will impact anything that you do or say from now on, or the way you look at your hand?
Well, I find the jewels in Sue's ring to have been very meaningful.
Mhm.
And I
Definitely.
really appreciate that. I mean, it doesn't really, I wouldn't have known that had it not been for this activity that we did. And it was just
Right.
really special.
Right. Right. On my first Mother's Day, which my daughter would have been about 6 weeks old, I received a heart necklace with the same stones in it that spelled dearest.
Oh, see,
Wasn't that awesome? Yeah.
was
Yeah.
in the same company.
Good company, huh? Right.
Very,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
very, very cute.
Right.
Yeah, there is that also that part of me that says how will it apply to my life, like, you know, to recognize under what circumstances I can be arrogant.
Mm. Okay, let's look at the next one. Is there anything else you'd like to explore after doing this?
Well, it was thought provoking.
Mhm.
And maybe, you know, spend a little more time just thinking about it, because sometimes those surface thoughts are really deeper when we give more thought to it.
Mhm. Mhm.
I wonder also in what ways, you know, there are certainly other things around that we take for granted,
Mhm.
you know, that we're just not noticing the support that's there, or the fact that we count on things,
Mhm.
some things, until they're not there to count on.
Well, just your preparation, Sue, for your surgery. You're looking at your life without a lot of things that normally are there in place and figuring out how to do that. Yeah.
Well, but that's something that it's like, that's an anticipation and a planning and a, you know, and a knowing, as opposed to things that we just take for granted.
Oh, definitely. Mhm.
I mean, like silly things. I was with my girlfriend. We went Monday. Yeah, we went Monday, and it's because Easter's coming, and even though Easter isn't my holiday, there's a tradition that I would do with Tom. So I did this with my girlfriend, and one of the things that he would always get would be a I don't know whether they do them all over, but they do them here. It's a cross bread. So it's a sourdough bread. It's a round sourdough bread with a cross on it,
Mhm.
which is like, oh, okay. Do they do that other places?
I think
I-
so.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, I've got no idea. Anyway, so going to this market, they always have the cross bread, and it was like, the bakeries just didn't have anything. Like there were only 3 bakeries there, which there used to be tons of them, and it's just not a market that we go to except once a year. So that was too bad. But there was another place that I went to that did have cross bread. Well, we went to some other place, and what was interesting is there was a cheese bread, and and my girlfriend said, it really is good, and it's got really big chunks of cheese in it. It's like really good. I went, oh, all right. And I got it home, and then I thought about it yesterday for breakfast and went, how do you toast it?
Melted cheese.
It's like, wait now, what do I do with this? Like, do I have to put it in a pan? Like, and now I've just decided, okay, I froze half of it. And now I'll just kind of putter around with the one half and the other half I'm giving to my girlfriend. It's kind of like, I'm glad you liked it, but get it out of here.
Put it under your broiler would be okay, probably.
I did that, in the toaster oven. It just kind of went, this is way messier than I wanted it to be. And it's like, I just want a piece of toast. Anyway, so like thinking, and then what are the other things that you didn't anticipate?
Right.
So,
Okay. Any last thoughts from you, Mona?
Well, being open for new experiences
Mhm. Right.
and to see that, it goes back to perception, how that we can change our perception and see things that are morale building and that are just strengthening for us.
Mhm. Right. Well, this is an activity I probably would do the second day of a basic training course. And so people have had maybe not all of the components at that point. So I would shape it according to whatever they had learned to do. And it's always been a good one. People have reflected much the same as you all have. So I encourage you, if you ever have a chance, to do it sometime. So I will stop my share now, Mona.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
So stop sharing. Yeah, ready.
Okay, there we go. So thank you, ladies, very much. Appreciate you.
Well,
I
you
want
are
to give
very-
Linda and Alice a bad time. They didn't come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
And maybe they'll be watching later and say, oh, I wish I would have been there. I had so much I could have shared also,
Right,
as well
right,
as a couple other people that had been more
right.
coming
And
in.
and for the video, if there'd been more, we wouldn't have shared as much in depth because, just a timing,
Right.
type thing. But yeah, that's so.
Right.
Anyway, again,
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. And whenever I looked at this, the experiential choice theory, I was so looking forward to it, and I have not been disappointed at all. It was
Oh,
wonderful.
well, good.
So-
I just was not sure how it would go across, but it went well, thanks to you two. Stepping out.
And what was interesting is like I've gotten used to kind of multitasking while we're doing this. It's like, oh, okay, so I can put my makeup on. Oh, all right, I can, change my makeup. It's like, oh no, I can't do that. Oh, experiential. She meant it.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I guess I got to do something, even though I'm impressed with an insulin pump not quite working here yet. But I finished resting and I did do the insulin pump, so I'm all right.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and stop the recording. And those of you that watch this later, if you would send a note to Sharon and let her know how much you enjoyed it, we would appreciate it. So thanks very much and good mental health.